Hi, I'm Angela, and the topic for this video is why do you love to hate your body? One of the things I've worked with for many years is learning how to love the body because my background in dance meant that as a performer, I had to confront all of my insecurities, dislikes, and hatred for my own body as I put myself out there publicly. And working with women, I also saw that most women carry some element of that, some worse than others. But why do we love to hate our bodies? Why do we spend so much time doing it unconsciously, subconsciously? And why does our brain focus on hating our bodies so much? We, in some ways, love to do it because it's kind of where your energy goes, your attention flows, energy goes, and that's what love is about. It's putting your focus on something. So we kind of spend a lot of more energy hating our bodies than maybe some other things that you might do in your life. Some of us actually spend more time hating our bodies than loving our loved ones. So when it gets to that point, you've got to really take a few steps back and ask, why do we do it? The brain itself is wired to focus on the things that will not give it satisfaction. Why is that? There's an emotional part of the brain that's pretty much wired to warn you when something's wrong. And that gets triggered even in utero, but especially when you come out of the womb and you start to experience planet Earth, you'll start to see things that may cause harm. It could be upsetting your caregiver or your parents. It could be hurting yourself by touching fire. So that's where the emotional brain is hardwired to remember when things are not good and then keep on restoring that in very deep parts of the brain, the limbic, the subconscious and the unconscious brain, in the emotional brain. And then we can tend to get stuck in a loop based on that fear-based brain that's trying to warn us when things are disturbing. So whenever you re-experience a situation where you might experience dislike or uncomfortability, any of those fear-based memories will get triggered. So the part of the brain that is hardwired to focus on fear is also not trained. It's not trained to refocus. It's not trained to, hey, just remind yourself that you're going into fear mode now. It's trained to work automatically, unconsciously. So how do you adjust to a part of you that's on autopilot? It becomes a process of refocusing the brain, looking at how to take your focus in another positive outlook. Another thing I've noticed why we love to hate our bodies is that it's so much easier to be stuck or stay in habits that are familiar to us. So if we've been raised in societies that make it normal to dislike our body or normal to focus on hiding our bodies, being ashamed of our bodies, we're going to be conditioned to think that that's normal. And we're not going to be really motivated by things where you get to experience the pleasure of your body or you get to celebrate or even boast about how you feel good in your body. Not just saying that you're beautiful, but how you're actually enjoying yourself. It's not really fashionable and it's not really promoted. So our society, along with our emotional brain, tends to make us conditioned into habits where we focus on negatives about our body, and shame about our body is something that's conditioned into our culture over thousands of years. So reprogramming the body becomes a process of first awareness of when you go into those habits, when you are in a conditioned place, and learning how to focus on what feels good, which can be a long journey. It took me several decades to really program that into my body, but having lived in that way through the dance and seeing the contrast of my negative mind, it was a wonderful journey to learn how to balance the two, and a resource that will give you so much more information rather than being on autopilot, to learn how to see that negative part of your brain and the conditioning that you've taken on from your society and just accept it and learn how to dance with that and open up your heart to a true way of feeling pleasure in your body.